you need coins in FC25, lootbar.gg has you covered. They are the cheapest trading platform on the game, 8 to 10% cheaper than any others, 8% off if you use the code JT11 at the end at checkout, plus you get 5% extra on coins, with the fastest delivery system going, used by many FC25 creators such as Zorky, Manny Plus, and even pro owners. So if you need any coins, head over to lootbar.gg, make sure JT11's in the promo code, and hopefully you enjoy. 50k a player, what are the positions, who should you get? Keepers we only touch on briefly because literally we have got pretty much every keeper going bar from the icons. Literally there is not a price for any of them under 50,000 over 50,000 coins, which is just absolutely nuts. So pick and choose what you want, to be honest. Now we do have different goalkeepers now with playstyle pluses, and they are not confined to just having the goalkeeper ones. So for instance, obviously you can see with Edison, he's got the long ball pass. There is definitely going to be something broken there. You can just guarantee it. With obviously ter Stegen, you've obviously got footwork. If we see Alisson, he's got deflector. Courtois got rush out. Donnarumma's got deflector as well. We've got Oblak with, I can't remember what it's called, far reach. Decent. Ping pass for Neuer, and I believe that is everybody's different ones. And like every year, keepers are very similar with kind of how they work. Courtois is normally a fan favourite. Alisson, Edison will definitely be up there as well. Oblak definitely to start with the new playstyle pluses could be very interesting depending on patches. We'll keep you updated with that as we go forward. Mignan, obviously Martinez, Sommer coming in as the cheaper keepers, and obviously then ter Stegen's just throwing himself in the middle with an 89. Honestly, I'd say any of these are absolutely fine. You've still got Vicario a little bit lower down. You've obviously got the likes of Pickford that is a bug standard 1 to 2k keeper. And even if you was to go a bit further down than that, we then go to Simons. You go with a little bit more, I don't know how you pronounce his name, but 85. You've obviously got Pope at an 83. Very good keeper. And you see what I mean. Like the keepers, they just don't go in price. So you can literally just go for anybody. And eventually you will just get that untradeable. So there isn't necessarily a go-to answer other than maybe these three I would say are a must eventually purchase. And then we go into the fullbacks. Some nice options again. The big thing with these is they again are relatively cheap until we start getting some specials, some playstyle pluses, some role plus pluses. There's gonna be a lot of bog standard players at the minute because the market is incredibly low. So whether the problem I've got is, does the market go lower on Friday when the standard edition does come out? Or does it kind of go up because there's more demand for it? It depends on how much supply is happening compared to the demand. If obviously we've got the UCL promo then as well, it could be interesting to see where it does go. But regardless, all of these are under 50,000. You only need 2 of them. And honestly, not everybody's at the 50,000 mark either. We've got a lot of them coming under cheaper. Now, obviously, the likes of Llorente are going to be there purely on the fact that an evolution basis for him would be absolutely ideal. Can still play centre mid, right back, right wing. He's got a lot in his locker that can work. Frimpong, obviously one of the ones from last year that's just carrying that hype around, doing very, very well with it. And then obviously the likes of Robertson, Davies, Undogi looking good, Dalot being very good for a Premier League right back. We've got a lot of choice. So we look at them, 36,000 for Frimpong. You've then got Davies at 31. I would say with them specifically being 84 and 82, like we've seen in previous years, they will drop eventually. So if you are not looking to kind of lose coins on cards, then naturally you don't want to hold on to them for too long, as they will drop in price as we go through more and more promos. We've got Sakina, Batcher and Rolfo on the left as well, which is always a nice option. I think every single card of them last year had a wonderful upgrade at some point. Sakina definitely coming out on top in terms of left back. Batcher had her upgrade with her UCL version as well. That was just exceptional. And Rolfo's fantasy was just nuts. She's incredibly well rounded. And again, this year is no different to that. She's again going to be one of them cards everybody wants a special with, and hopefully she does get it again. I think Robertson having that playstyle plus, as much as it's not necessarily a defensive playstyle plus, it does work in a lot of people's favours just because stamina's a hard thing to come by now. When we're in the footies era, obviously everybody's got 99 stamina, so it's not necessarily a big issue, but now it could work in your favour, especially against some of them wingers. And the same with Trent. They're kind of now different, almost custom tactics with and without the ball, having that specific role as a wing back, as a fullback, as a kind of a player that cuts inside a little. It could work in his favour really well. This is the year where maybe Trent does see some playtime, but I do think with Trent as well, as what I always do, he's so much better in that centre mid role now, especially with the physicality coming out as low as it is. Same as Frimpong, sometimes you do need to be a little bit more physical. So if I was to choose a left back, right back out of these pairings, I think for me, for the safest option, I'd go Undogi and I'd go Dalot. Maybe Robertson, but I have been liking Undogi, and especially being that 82, it's going to be a very interesting one to see how the evolutions do pan out with them as well. We go into some centre-backs now, and I've tried to be a little bit more picky with them because there's some solid centre-backs, but I wouldn't necessarily say they were worth picking up. I think the main two that I'm like, it will all depend on your game style more so than anything, will be Bastoni and also Ruben Diaz. More on the Ruben Diaz point because of his sheer lack of pace. At least Bastoni does have that defending physical bonus, but his pace is still 75, which isn't necessarily the slowest in the game. Diaz is going to be wonderful at defending. I think if he was to pick a Diaz in this purely for the rating part of it, I would be looking at like a Van de Ven to go next to him. Somebody with incredible pace, and then you'd have kind of like Diaz as almost that sweeper. Somebody stays at the back and Van de Ven does all the running. Now obviously Van de Ven is just exceptional for a centre-back at 82. He's coming in with an incredible amount of base pace. He is the highest price centre-back at 50,000 coins. He's currently coming in at 48.5. Obviously you've got the likes of Gabriel. Again, not a bad centre-back to be honest, but informs are going to be a bit more of a tricky one this year. I think they're going to be so up and down, it'd be unbelievable. But another nice option you could go for. Tomore, obviously coming in as one of the topper ones as well. 31,000 coins, great pace again, great defending, just needed a bit more of a physical bonus, which would have been exceptional for him, but he does have that block plus as well, which is fantastic. Couple of minor options, Konate, Akanji. You've obviously got the likes of Ake that could be put in there as well, but I do think these two specifically, very nice, cheap and affordable centre-backs. You're looking at very, very minimal prices. You've got 16k for Konate, and then you've got 7.7 for Akanji. Very affordable to go into there. We obviously have Marquinhos and also Schlotterbeck to finish this off. Schlotterbeck definitely coming in very nice. Slide tackle plus, got himself a good amount of pace, just a bit more than Bastoni, but also keeping that high defensive record, which is nice. Marquinhos with the intercept playstyle plus, very high defensive. Physical's okay, but 79 pace for him, I'd say that's an absolute dub in my opinion. Again, if I'm looking at two pairings, Van de Ven, as much as he will drop in price, is exceptional for the pace that he's got. And then I think partnering him, I would be looking at Tomore, or if I'm looking to maybe save some coins, I think an Akanji Konate pairing could do really well with Van de Ven as well. So there is multiple choices there you can go with, but these are my favourite kind of 7 that you can get. We then go into the midfield. I've tried to pick a blend of box to boxes, of DMs and also cams as much as I can. Big one from this year now is the Alexi Garcia. Beautiful SBC. Very, very cheap, affordable. He is one that you want to have a look at the absolute minimum. You got 6 weeks to get him done, but for 20,000 coins, it's a very, very well worked card just for the price of him alone. You look at something like an anchor for him if you really wanted to, 84, 86, 80. I think people will probably go with the anchor or shadow, which is understandable. He's then got the press proven on him as well. 4-star weak foot. It's a fantastic starter card if you are looking for it. Plus it does help out with the objective, which is the World Tour Spain. That's going to be brilliant to have because he is a World Tour card. But obviously he is cheap. Very, very cheap, which is what we absolutely love here. We then have the likes of Camavinga, another cheaper option that you can go for. I think he's pretty much just the understudy of Tchouaméni, who's coming in a bit more expensive. But even so, everybody is under 50,000 coins. And I want to say the top player in terms of pricing here would be Tonali, who, again, does looks fantastic, doesn't he? Great pace, great passing, dribbling, physical, and also defending. Little bit of shooting, nothing too crazy from him, which is fair enough. I think in terms of where he can kind of go with this, it would be very interested to see him. We then have the likes of the cams with Dybala, Odegaard, Bernardo Silva. You could throw a Bruno Fernandes in there, but to be honest, if you can already get Bernardo and Odegaard, I'd probably just stick with them. Like, you're looking at 25k for Odegaard. It just comes out that little bit better. Not crazy amounts better, but like you look, for instance, if we go a bit further down, Lauren James looks fantastic this year as well. But you have got the likes of Dybala with the 80 pace. He's kind of more of that striker element in him. But I do think as a cam, he will play much, much better. And he does have the Rose plus for there. Same as Bernardo Silva at 22. He's going to be incredible at that left stick dribbling. The passing is going to be on point. He is one that I would be looking for. But then we do have the Odegaard as you come up a little bit. There he is. You've obviously got him at 25. Pace is a little bit lower, has the dribbling, the shooting, and the passing, but it will be interesting to see the kind of standard of that passing, that pace going forward when we do start to get promos. And I think with Bruno, we saw him here, 70 as well. He's just very much like an Odegaard, so I think if you're looking for the cheaper option, then obviously he's there, but I would say springing out that extra 5 to 10k for Bernardo at this point would most definitely be looking likely. In terms of box to boxes, Barella, Mourinho, two of the better ones that I've seen so far. Obviously, you've got a few that can play both. Like Tonali can play that box to box. He just can't really shoot, but he can still get up and down the pitch, which is nice. One of the biggest globes that we've seen so far, Conte risen from the dead with him. FIFA card was absolutely mudded. It took special cards to get him back, and most definitely looking pretty decent coming back to it. He's got a bit of a pace increase, nothing crazy, but he's looking very much back to his old self in terms of actually being usable at the start. I'm not expecting him to be usable the whole way around like we had before, but most definitely the starting card, he is one to absolutely look at. And with that intercept plus, it's not bad at all. I am surprised Rice is coming in a bit cheaper than he is, to be honest. I really thought he would be a little bit more expensive. Arsenal, English, DM, in the Prem. You've got that Prem tax, and yet he's only 18,000 coins, which is just crazy to see. Obviously, for him, you would be looking at something like a Shadow. I think that one would be quite an easy one to go with. Makes him mostly lengthy again. 81 pace, 91 defending. It's a steal of a card. If you're looking for a DM cam partnership, he's absolutely going to be your boy there. Then we move into some wingers. So wingers are definitely a bit more expensive. I think strikers there's actually quite a few options, but wingers, you've got a few nice ones. Like, I can't believe Saka's 50,000 coins already. I know he's not necessarily got a playstyle plus. The stats are very much mediocre for pace, but he most definitely is going to be a winner in there. He's got his left foot, can cut inside still. He's going to be fantastic to be able to have a look at an absolute minimum. Left hand side, we've got a few evolution cards that you want to be using. Felix looks incredible already. Doku is bound to get one soon, especially with that rapid plus. That's going to be a big selling point for him. Rashford's, I think, already got one of the cosmetic / intro ones that you can go with. I think you can make him an 83, but still a very good card that's going to get nice and evoed very soon. But then we have other cards. Well, I suppose Yamal is another one as well. He has got an 84 that's coming in at about 80 to 90,000 as an inform, but you can also make him up to like an 82 or 83 already in evolutions, and I think it's going to be him, Rashford, Doku, Endrick. They're all going to be the evolution cards everybody wants. In the certain positions as well, Swanson coming in clutch at the start of the game once more. We've got the likes of Coman, Rapid Plus, which is incredible. If you've got Rapid or Quick Step, left stick boost or left bumper? Left trigger boost. No, yeah, it is left bumper. Left bumper boost is just crazy with it. You can absolutely fly. The right-hand side does have quite a few options as well, with Diaby having that quick step. We then have Sane, James, and also Pulisic. And then finally, we have got the strikers. Now, obviously, the biggest one, Endrick, being a big evolution card. Very much like Yamal, Rashford, he's just one of them names, especially coming in lower rated. We're seeing straight away some very nice evolutions to him. But the big thing is, when he gets the upgrade, which naturally he will do, he will be in a promo at some point. Do they just take out the evolutions? Do they go straight for an 83, 84 with him and just blow most of the evolutions out the water? And to be honest, it's what naturally does happen, but being that evolutions means you don't have to pack him, so I suppose that is always a nice bonus, so it'll be interesting to follow his path over this year. But we still have a lot of strikers that you can go with. I think Victor, in the Swedish striker, I don't know how you pronounce that last name, looks absolutely fantastic. Very good stats, the physical bonus on him, the pace, shooting obviously with a finisher is going to be crazy. He is going to be one of them ones that comes in from the off league and is absolutely nuts. You need to get your Swedish, your Portuguese, or your icon players in because he is going to go off at the start of the game. The first upgrade for him is going to be wonderful. He is definitely a candidate for radioactive if we get a promo with that chemistry bonus straight away. Kolomawane coming very affordable because of now his double downgrade. Still kept the pace. He's got a bit of shooting on him, but nothing crazy. And the physical definitely has been dropped from what it seems, but still an absolute force to go forward. Peugeot looking very good with the 88 pace and shooting. 3-star, but still got the rapid plus. At the start of the game, you don't need everything to be totally fancy. You just need to have somebody that can get it in the back of the net. Alvarez can definitely do it. Harry Kane, very much like some centre-backs, depending on how you play with him, he's got to be that hold-up striker, somebody to get the ball to feet, manage to get the turn-off, and if he can get the shot outside the box, his finishing is going to be next level. It will just depend on how you play. He's not going to be like a Kolomawane 90 pace running forward, but he will have the shot of 4 of these strikers combined. We then have Openda, who's very similar with kind of like Kolomawane, but that step up again, going with the pace, the shooting, bit of physicality, nothing too crazy, but he has taken that leap into the 85 finally, as he got so many special cards last year. We're also seeing a big upgrade in Isaac this year, which is very nice. 85 rated, arguably second best striker in the Prem at the moment. Looks absolutely nuts in this game. I could see him dropping off eventually, unless he gets some special cards, which is inevitable for him, but right now I think as a starting striker, you're looking pretty good. CR7 as well, a little bit of a hunter. He's still going to have it. He's got the power shot plus. He's going to still have that ability to score. If you've got any of the Saudi boys in there as well, great links to them. It's very easy with some of the names they've got now at the very start of the game. This isn't like a 2-month plan. There's going to be many cards out by then, and I can imagine the market will have dropped massively. The second SBC as well in Danjuma looks a very nice card for the price. Was a little bit more expensive, I want to say, than we got for Garcia, but still not necessarily crazy amounts more. It's coming in at 46,000. I still think that's pretty decent in all things considered. And then the final one, we've obviously got Martinez. 89 rated finally. He's took the big upgrade that he's got. Finesse shot plus. Decent pace and shooting. Obviously the physicals coming in as a nice bonus as well. And also having that dribbling. He is that sort of player that can get the ball in and behind. And he may make some runs. He's not necessarily going to be a complete over-the-top striker. But his finishing is going to be on that next level. So let me know down below if you've got any of these players. Or you've got any others to add in the comment section below. And I'll catch you all for the next one. Peace.